I could sort of tell in the first scene, I think this is going to be really special. The script was like written like a screenplay, and that's like a total gift to have as an actor.
What do you think is so unique about Sciel?
I really love the way that she sees the world.
Is there a scene that you like the most?
I do particularly like the one in the... Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. I mean, this game has been phenomenal. Everybody has been talking about it ever since it came out. A lot of people, it's a surprise as well. Like, oh, I didn't know this game can come out, and now I'm obsessed. I'm playing this for hours. How does it feel to be a part of this game, which has taken the internet by storm at this point?
Yeah, it feels it's amazing. It's like an incredible feeling to be part of something so big that's had such a wonderful response, and to be part of the Sanford and Kelper team and bring Expedition 33 to life and bring Sciel to life. Like, but what a privilege to be part of the team. Just such a passionate team and such a talented bunch of actors that we got to work with. So yeah, and just Sciel, she's such an incredibly like intricate character. I'm just so overwhelmed by the response to her character, and yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, I'm so happy. A lot of people, I remember like just going through the internet, a lot of people were like, yeah, Sciel is my girl. She is the best character that I'm playing. I love her. She's the one out of, if I want to pick one, she's the one that I will pick. There's a lot of people who are big fans of Sciel, so it's wonderful to see that.
Yeah, I think she bangs really hard in battle. Like I've been seeing some of her battle scenes, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, that's the deathly destruction. So yeah, yeah. So it's really nice. She has this like really charming nature, and she just is also really deadly.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned like you've seen some of the battle scenes. Like, do you spend a lot of time on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, like seeing videos, seeing what people are talking about the character, the game?
Yeah, so I've tried not to watch too much because I don't want to, like, I obviously saw like quite a bit in studio as well. Right. So yeah, we saw a lot, which was wonderful, to be like just immersed into the world in that way. And then yeah, just watching people play is just great, and I love watching, like, hearing people's reactions to the battle and the battles and the gameplay and the romance and yeah. But I haven't watched too much, but what I have seen is like totally epic. Like I watched some of Sciel's scenes in the Visage arena, and some of her romance scenes with Verso, and then obviously the Lune and I scene I saw quite a lot. That was my audition scene. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so wonderful. Yeah, the amount of people who have, I mean, including me, I'm playing this character, I'm attacking, and she just gives so much like kind of damage. I'm like, my God, that character is dead now. I mean, in just one strike. And so like it was very cool to have that moment. Like, okay, everybody else get away. I think she can handle just everybody else on her health. So it's just very cool to just see that.
Yeah, it's that doubled edged side that she has, which is just like, yeah, it just packs a punch. And then I've heard that she can do all of these things in battle, which is like seems really cool. So she like, if you could, she has this like Twilight method or something, and then she has to like, she also is like quite calm and reserved and like calculated in battle. So she's like, you have to think ahead, which is like really cool. And then if you do that, like the damage is immense.
Wow, yeah. So you have watched a lot of gameplay, it seems.
I watched a little bit.
I mean, I can understand. It's like such a flashy kind of project, and there's so much happening. There's so much seriousness in the world that the game is, and there's some humor, and there's some character building, and there's everything in it that, you know, as a story, there's all of it mixed in one place, and it's wonderful to see. You mentioning about the audition and that scene between Sciel and Lune, and I love that scene. It's a wonderful scene. It's a wonderful connection scene, and we get to know more about like, oh yeah, both of these were friends. Do you remember that audition day? What was it like for you at that time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was funny because literally this week was the week when I flew to London. I think it was, when I was flying to London to record the game. And but yeah, I remember the audition scene very well. It was a bleak midwinter in LA. You wouldn't believe it, but it was like it was raining so much, and no one was going out. And it's lovely to just like have work to immerse yourself into when the days are like that, and a character. And I remember receiving the script, and the script was like written like a screenplay, and that's like a total gift to have as an actor, because the writers had done such an amazing job at like creating the world for you, and it reads like, like humans speaking to each other, and the world is all there. So I really got the sense of the environment, which is like so helpful for me, because when you're creating in the booth, it's so remote, it's so dark and remote and alone, and you're like, all you have is your imagination. And the team did, it was just written so well, and it was so detailed. And and I remember it being like a particularly unusual, it was a particularly unusual process for me, because she is so intricate, because her character is so intricate, and there is so much history there. So not only is she this like deadly warrioress, but she's like, she has all of this emotional rich tapestry, and then all of this like work that she's done on it, and this acceptance that she's done on it. So she has this really like playful and emotional intelligence. So it was like trying to bring all of that into, like, sometimes it was just like one line, and just learning how to do that with grace. And I remember being in the booth for ages.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on with that character, especially as a player. They get to know like, okay, this happened. That's her backstory. As we progress, we move forward. You understand like, okay, this is the relationship and how she's thinking and how she's feeling. And later on, I think that's the reason why a lot of people love her, because they experience that whole story over time, and they're like, oh yeah, she is full on from point A to point B. Her story, her journey is incredible. And you mentioning the audition, and I'm always curious about, how does it feel like when you get that call back, or when you get that, affirmation, like, hey, you got the role, here's it is, let's do it, let's continue with you as Sciel, and let's go with this role.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, and I'm trying to learn how to like be with the presence of that. But it is like always a daunting feeling as well. It's always like, okay, because all I got was the script, like, black and white, and not just black and white, obviously, but then I got all of the character the narratives, and the relationship diaries, and there was like a huge Bible, and then I saw all of the the artistry around it, and the creation of her character in 3D, and then that really helps. And then going into the studio with our wonderful director Joe Green, and being there with Guillaume and Jen, and them having lived with the stories and the characters for so long, so you feel really held in that. But I didn't realize, I could sort of tell when I got the Bible, and I saw, I just connected with it in a way that I thought, I was like, oh wow, I think this is going to be really special. And I could sort of tell that in the first scene, but then it was just reinforced like even more.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that it has gone so far. And I'm always curious, like, Sciel is such a unique character. Like, what do you think is so fun and unique about Sciel, and how she sees the world through her eyes? Because it's kind of different, and I love that about her.
Yeah. Wow. Like, I really love the way that she sees the world. I like her ability to like see beyond chaos, but then she kind of doesn't deny that chaos still exists. So like her ability to hold both light and dark at the same time, and she just manages contradictions so well. She's just like, she's just so in alignment with contradictions, and that there can be two truths at the same time. And she's just incredibly clever and emotionally intelligent, and you really want her around when you're going through it. And she's just like, you're like, oh yeah, that kind of wisdom, that's really unique.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's I think it's great to like always have her, but and I love her lines, and I love the way she kind of replies to certain situations in a different way. And sometimes she sees the light in it, and sometimes she's like, oh no, I don't know if something's wrong. I think I can feel it. So there's a lot of things that's happening. I love that about her. And you mentioned that obviously earlier you saw gameplays and you saw all these things, but do you like see cutscenes that you're part of, or are you more critical to when you see like, oh, I should have done this better, I should have done that better?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. I won't tell you like what my critiques are, but you just it's just, yeah, that's just a deep well. That like, I try not to, as actors, we have to watch our work back all the time. And so you have to be highly critical of what you're doing. And then when the work is out there in the world, that's a different thing. You're sort of like, okay, that exists. that exists. And and it is ephemeral. You are creating something, and it's in the moment. And you're all, there's so many how wonderful that we had the creators and our directors, and then you have you, and then you have the whole story. And so there's a lot of cooking going on. There's a lot of spices. And so you're just doing the best you can with what you have. And just really embodying, and just unbelievable how much detail we had to work with to be able to embody the characters.
Yeah, I cannot imagine how it must be and how much work he would have done, because all these scenes, all these moments are so incredible. And because there's so many amazing scenes and amazing moments to even remember as a player who sees everything, is there a scene that stuck out to you most after like everything is done? Like, oh, this scene, my favorite.
Yeah. There are a few scenes. I mean, there are quite a few. You're like emotionally engaged with so much of the journey as the character, and like the growth. And so there are so many moments which are impactful. And I do particularly like the one in the Visage arena, and she is the one that's sort of like calm in the face of adversity, and can really like face herself and that mask in that moment, when the Axon throws the sadness mask at her. And it's just like truly commendable, and like how she can look at that and realize that that's a part of her, and just you see how much she's had to overcome in order to take on that challenge, and how she does it with so much grace.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I remember that scene. Oh, it's like, oh, she just knows like, oh, it is. I don't need this mask. This is me, and she's the only one who kind of has that courage to even like accept that and then go with it. And I'm like, wow, okay, I can see like she is even more favorite of mine now. Like there's so much in it that I think a lot of people kind of like can maybe learn it, can maybe understand, can maybe grab, and probably hopefully use it and take it in their own life maybe.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Like even in just that one line, I remember Jo giving me all of her back. She was like, me all her backstory, and then she was like, okay, so just do that, and then you're like, okay, so and you were literally going through like a whole there's a whole battle within that line as well, and there were so many wonderful moments like that with all of the characters in the story, that they're having these inner battles. And there's another one with Mayal, I think, which I really like, and it's actually more a cinematic moment, how it's written in the script. And so many spoilers, but sorry. Spoiler alert. But it's more of a cinematic moment, and she does say, you know, when one falls, but it's more the understanding that they have. There's a recognition of Mael kind of recognizes Ciel's endurance and her resilience in that moment, and I love those moments of camaraderie in the game, and they come out in so many different moments through different characters, and particularly with Ciel and Mael and her nurturing nature, and and she's able to do that because she has literally faced herself, even symbolically.
Yeah. It's so fun. It's so cool. And like, I just remember so many, like you mentioned, like there's so many moments and so many cool lines. And I remember there was like one line towards the end, and obviously don't not spoil what's happening, but like this one line was really cool because she says, a grief often blinds us and we make choices that we may never take back. And that is a very cool line, a very powerful line that she is saying. But did you ever think that, and always it blows my mind that it's in a video game. Do you ever think that video games will be able to have dialogues and scenes and stories like this, like ever in your life?
It is truly astonishing, isn't it? It's like astonishing. If I look back at when I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog, whom I loved, by the way, and like Crash Bandicoot, whom I loved, and now we have this. This is where we've evolved, and it's just incredible, and I think it's just amazing that it has, and because the audience are really engaging with this kind of content, and it seems to be so meaningful and so relevant to people that they're able to immerse in a different way from like film and TV and theatre. So they're not only being moved, they're being active participants and really being empowered, and also moved, but also empowered in this really unique way that's really active and mobile.
Yeah, definitely. It's wonderful to see how I love the video game storytelling, and that really drives me. And it's so cool to gets me emotional, it gets me going, whether it's music, scenes, and everything. And I remember, like, obviously, you've done so much for this character. You've given so much. It's obviously written and there's some work been done before, but as you as an actor given the soul to it, I feel like, and in turn, like there's so much that Sciel learned from you. Is there something that you have learned from her?
I love that question. I really, really love that question. And I loved watching like videos of what people what people have taken from each character. And that did make me think as well. And something that I'm learning so much about at the moment is like the art of balance in all things, like work and social life and leisure and family, and just learning how to tread that so delicately with yourself and those around you, and how to hold space for all of those things with the same kind of significance. And Sciel just does that so intrinsically. She just does that. She's just like so off the cuff with the way that she does that. And no, I'm truly, that is such a great characteristic of hers. And then another one is probably like her consistency. She doesn't sort of ever waver from being that either, which is like, you know, do we know her when she's behind closed doors? Yes, we probably get a little window into that. And that's a really interesting, that's a really interesting thought, like how much space does she hold for herself around these things? And I know that she presumably has in the past, but you know, just how she interacts with other people and how she engages with those around her and how nurturing she is. It's just, it's commendable.
Definitely. The way you're talking about it, I can see like there's so much that you have connected with her, with this character. It's lovely to see, like it's coming through, and it feels like if Sciel was like right next to you, it would be like, oh, you guys probably will be talking, and yeah. You'll head off. It'll be.
How do you? Yeah. How did you? Yeah. Just show me your tactics for this. Your
Yeah.
techniques.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so cool. Well, there's some fan questions. Obviously, people love CL, so I had to take these. First comes from Brown Space Films. They ask, do you feel the fandom of video games is finally starting to get the respect as a proper art form equal to the likes of cinema?
Yeah. It's a really great question. Like from what I've experienced with this game in particular, is like people are so engaged with every aspect of it, like the entire creation, which is like amazing. Like the designers, the developers, the script writing, the directors, the voice acting, the motion capture artists, every detail of it is being acknowledged, because so much does go into it. And what Sanford and Kelper have done here, they've created this dark fantasy with like incredible attention to detail. And so people are connecting to this game in a way that feels like so real and transportive. And I think finally, yeah, maybe people are, and games should be getting the commendation that, yeah, they're having right now. Well, that this game is getting in some form.
Yeah, I'm so happy that there's so many people get to kind of play games because of like now there's adaptations and stuff like that happening. Obviously, there's an adaptation in the works for this game as well, and that's a question that Rohan also asked. Like, are you excited for the upcoming live action adaptation?
Yeah, really excited. Oh my gosh, really excited. And as I said, it was like written like a film script, and so yeah, just seeing how that comes to life is going to be a beautiful journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what's gonna happen, how it's gonna be. Is it gonna be another set of people that we see, or is it gonna be like, I'm very curious because this world is insanely amazing, and if it hits the way that this game has hit, I think it's gonna do a fantastic job.
No, I'm really intrigued. Like, will we get hoodwinked with the endings? Like, how's that gonna work? You know, because there are just so many different possibilities. So no, I think the possibilities are literally endless.
Yeah, we have to wait and see. Fabio asks, what was your favorite line in the game? There's so many to pick.
Yeah, I have a few. What's yours? What's yours?
Oof. Oh my God, this is a bad thing. Like now I'm like, oh, what do I pick? There's so many.
I just thought you said one. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
I'm like, oh gosh, there's so many. Just like you have worked on it, and that you already have a many. I'm like playing it, and like, I remember lines from these other characters. I'm like, oh my God, Ciel's lines. There's so many. Like I have to. Oh, it's very hard to pick one. Seriously.
There's so many. No, I just thought you said one. That's why. And I know you mentioned the grief line and the connection that you had to that. And I think mine is probably in that vein as well. And I really love, I guess, Death and I, we've walked a long road together. And just my hair stand on end. My hair stand on end. So yeah, I love that one. And then her death is a friend who will welcome me home, and this mask can't hurt me because it is me. And just one more. And when one falls, of course, when one falls. If I can say all of those to Fabio.
That's it. It's not one, it's all. I think I remember like there was one line that even connected with me more, and that is a line which is in the audition, I think, which is Lune's and Sciel, and where she was talking about when it's hard to talk about things, the stars will understand. And that is something I love that line. Yeah.
I love that you love that one. There was, gosh, don't we, I mean, I always wonder if it's just me that does that, but don't we do that? Like, I don't know. I'm always asking the moon for guidance. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. No, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do, and look to source for guidance and hope as well. And give it away and see what comes back to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's so cool. I love that. Last comes from Zarina. They ask, like, what are your favorite games to play, whether it would be video games or board games?
Serena, thank you for that question. So I wish I had more hours in the day to play games, and I would love some game recommendations. Video games I haven't played in a really long time, and I have Expedition 33 ready, and I'm so looking forward to playing all of the games that I've been in, because there are quite a few now, and I'm just like, I need to, that's the balance. That's what I need to do with that balance. So Sciel, work your magic on me, create this balance and some time so I can invite this play back into my life. But I have Expedition 33 ready, and that's why I haven't been watching too much gameplay, because I do intend to play. And then board games, but like when I did used to play games, like when I was a kid and I had more time, I loved, like, as I mentioned, I like fighting games. I like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I really love racing games. Like
Beautiful.
I don't know, does Gran Turismo still exist?
Oh, it does. It does. There's 7 games out there right now.
I love this for them. So I really love the landscapes. I was like, love driving along the beach, love driving on track. There were so many different kinds of tracks. And I come from a family of, my mum is a car enthusiast, and we've done a lot of track driving together, and so I love that. I mean, I think Gran Turismo probably did that. Actually, maybe Gran Turismo had that kind of effect. And then board games, I love the staples like Scrabble and like Monopoly, and then like Boggle, and then I played like D&D with my friends before, but like not much. Yeah, like we only played it like a couple of times, but I remember it being thoroughly entertaining and enjoyable, and need to make more time for games.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you get to, because you mentioned D&D, you're already in Baldur's Gate 3.
I know.
All these different games. Yeah, like, I hope you get the time to, at one point.
We will. Manifest.
Yeah, I get to. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so. I'm excited for you to, even when you get the time, to play Clair Obscur Expedition 33, because the opening scene always gets me every single time whenever I watch it. So I hope, like, I'm just excited to see your reaction of it. When you see the game and you hear and feel everything. Yeah, it'll be insane.
It's gonna be different playing it. Like, I've seen so much of it, and it's just gonna be a game changer when I actually play the game.
Right. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Yeah, that'd be so cool. And I know Jennifer English and Aliona, or they stream it and all that stuff, and I know that it's technically even more challenging to kind of stream and stuff, but I think people do like to see when an actor in a game gets to play the game and show it to people, and it's like a whole new audience now.
Okay, yeah, so you better be good, right? You better you have to be good, right? Can you imagine?
I mean, you never know. Like, people love to, like, we love to help you out. Don't worry about it. You're fine. So yeah.
Oh, I love this. There's like a really supportive community.
There is.
Yeah, I love this. I love this camaraderie. Yeah, this is making it very appealing.
Because I remember Tracy Wilds, who's also in Expedition, and she is Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So she was streaming Baldur's Gate 3, and she has no idea like how to do the technical side of things, but people were there for her to support her and let her play the game. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that feels very welcoming and less scary.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to get you into this.
Yeah. No, you are. It's actually working.
Okay. Got it.
I will check it out. Honestly, I will.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, Shala, thank you so much, really, for taking the time to talk to me about all this. It's been really cool. I love that you love this character so much. Comes through all the way, and we all love the character, and you have done a phenomenal job. So thank you for giving us the Sciel that we never expected we would get. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Is there something that you would like to say in the end to the fans who have been playing this game or are playing this game?
Yeah, just thank you so much for your questions today, and everyone that's playing the game, thank you so much for investing. Like, we put so much into this, and we're just so glad that it's having this response and that people are engaging with it in this way. And I hope that if you haven't finished the game, it excites you as much as the beginning.